Hello, in this video I'm going to deploy a RADOS Gateway on my Ceph cluster and use AWS CLI and Python boto3 to log in and use the Ceph object storage. Let's go and see what is going on. At first, it's required to deploy a RADOS Gateway on my Ceph cluster. As you can see here, I have a Ceph cluster. I have already had a RADOS Gateway. Let's see. This is my Grafana. This is my cluster information, and I'm going to create a RADOS Gateway on my cluster. Okay. Ceph Org. Yes, you can see. Let me see. I guess I had, yes, I have a RADOS Gateway already running, but let's continue creating another one. Okay, I will create a RADOS Gateway, and if I look at the here we have 3 active daemon and a self warning. Okay, here we have a warning. Let's go and see what is the problem. Let me check Ceph health detail. Okay, as you can see here, we have a service already running on port 80, and we have to let's see what do we have on port 80. Ceph Org PS, we can see on port 80 we have a Ceph basic service, and the new one is trying to bind port 80, so I have to Ceph Org RM the previous one. Not the basic, but okay. Now after removing the test one, it is running. Okay, it has gone, and if we look at the health, it is healthy and okay, and our new AWS Gateway is running on port 80. Okay, let's see. We have 4 daemon running on 3 hosts, 1 zone, Also, we have our service running on two RGW Gateway, and here we can see on which host, on monitoring node 1 and monitoring node 2. Also, for pools, we have default pools for Ceph. Okay, for RADOS Gateway, it's time to configure a basic RADOS Gateway user to have access to the RADOS Gateway service. I will use this user. My username is RADOS Gateway User Basic, and I need this information: access key, secret key, and the user. If we look at we have two users here, and here are the user information. It's time to configure the endpoint and setting up AWS CLI to have access to the RADOS Gateway on client side. Here on my client, it's required to install AWS CLI. To have AWS CLI installed, I have already installed it, and I will configure the user profile. As you can see here, this is the RADOS User Basic, and I'm configuring it on client side. It asks for AWS access key ID. This is the access key ID. Also for secret key ID, region name, output format. I can see configure it JSON, but let's continue with the basic configuration. If I look at here are the AWS configuration file, and here is the credentials. I need to have the endpoint IP address, this is my endpoint, and let me have this on my environment variable, because I'm going to use this environment variable on Python boto3. I configured the endpoint, access key, and secret key. Okay, now I have these on my environment variable. Okay, for now let's continue with AWS CLI. I exported them, and I have also the variables. Okay, with this command I will create a bucket on my object storage. As you can see here, I told my AWS use this profile, and this is my endpoint URL, and create this bucket. I don't have okay, bucket has been created. You can see here I've updated my Medium story, and let's continue. After creating the bucket, we can upload file to the created bucket. As you can see here, the endpoint URL, put object, bucket name, key, and here okay. After putting object, it's time to list objects. To list object for this user, I will list the users bucket and then see bucket states. Okay, here we can see we have only one object here, and let me delete this object. My command, I have to say http use this endpoint. Let me change my environment variable, and this http put this http address behind the environment variable, not adding it here. Also deleting this file. Okay, I need a schema here. I will that's it, and now I can delete the object. And if I list again, you can see number object is 0. Here we are, we can continue. Let's see our object is empty. Let's create a 100 megabyte file and upload it to the Ceph RADOS Gateway object storage. But before, let's see. Okay, let's continue and create a big file and upload this file to the bucket. Okay, our file has been uploaded. And here we can see in our monitoring, and let's see, we have a object on our cluster. I'm going to create 20 files and upload them to the Ceph cluster using this script. I'm creating 20 files, and here you can see I have this file here. Let me see if okay, I have enough storage, and upload these file to the Ceph cluster. As we are uploading, we can have this information in our monitoring server. Okay, our file has been uploaded, and you can see we have 21 object in our cluster, and here is the RADOS Gateway monitoring. Also, we can remove this file. You know, this is my Ceph status, and let's go and delete these objects from the cluster. Here we can see I have only one object, and let's look at the monitoring. We have 22 objects deleted, and here the total size. Okay, let me create a I'm creating a virtual environment to use Python boto3 library. I will use the okay, it had been successfully connected to the RADOS Gateway and uploaded this file to the cluster. And this is the pre-signed URL.